Before we do anything, I just want to show you a couple things. These are tips that were pointed out to me by commenters in my last video. Oh, by the way, if you have a raft, you can actually put an atlas inside the raft. It will just kind of clip through the vehicle, just like that. I'm sure they'll fix that at some point, but for right now, you can do that. So what I was doing in that last cargo video, where I was sorting all the cargo on the ground, you don't have to do that. You can do that right in the freight manager. So let's say that I want to grab all the stuff that I'm going to be taking to this facility. So that's 3 hydrogen fuel, 4 ice, and 3 stems. So when you first go into your freight manager to get your commodities, before they get pulled up, you'll notice that a lot of them are sort of bundled together. 2 boxes of 1 SCU, or we have 4 boxes of 2 SCU, but we just need 1. We can just right-click, and it brings up this little split context menu. I don't know how or why I missed this feature. My only guess is that, when I tried to merge boxes together by dragging them on top of each other and it didn't work, I probably just assumed that if there's no merge box functionality, then there probably isn't a split box functionality. So I guess I just didn't look for it. Yeah, this surprised the hell out of me. If you are wanting to sort your cargo the way that I did, so that you can load it up and organize it by each facility, this is a much, much better, much faster way. So thank you to everyone who pointed that out. I am always learning. And then the other thing that I want to show you has to do with the atlas. There is a much better way of using this. And I'm going to show you. Well, that's not what I wanted to show you. Wow. Well, actually, considering that we're only moving 35 SCU, maybe this would be a good opportunity to do some hauling with a smaller ship. Something like the Hull A. Now that's a great paint, isn't it? Hull A is a fantastic little ship, and it is rentable, and it's pretty cheap, and it holds 64 SCU. So actually, I should probably explain what I'm doing. So I'm doing a different cargo run than what I did from my previous video. So someone had mentioned that the mining facilities were working for them, the freight elevators at the mining facilities. And so I wanted to test that. And when I was looking through the missions, I noticed that there were these missions that were all picking up and dropping off at the same places, the same facilities. Now the payouts for these missions are all a little different, so it may be a little hard to find a few of them that all match up. But what I found were 3 missions that all start from this Kovalex distribution center, CO5. They all deliver to the same Shubin Mining Facilities. There's 4 of them, SMO 18, SMO 13, SMO 22, and SMO 10. So we're collecting hydrogen fuel from CO5, delivering to 18 and 22. We are collecting ammunition from CO5, delivering to 13. And we're collecting quantum fuel from CO5 and delivering to 10. Again, same mining facilities. And this one is pressurized ice from CO5 to 18, 22. And processed food from CO5 to 13 and 10. And then lastly, we have stims going from 18, 13, 22, and 10. All starting at the same location, all delivering to these same 4 locations, and they're all different commodities, so we don't have to worry about that. And, you know, if you add up the profit for all 3 of these, you're looking at 453,250, so almost 500,000 credits. So if these facilities are working, I feel like this should be a pretty good run. Alright, let's get back to where we were. Landing gear up. And oh my goodness, look at that. This is why I love Microtech. What a view. And there's the screenshot. Alright, enough gawking. We need to get to Kovlex Distribution Center, CO5. So we'll punch that into our map. Doot, doot, doot. And we are on our way.
Quantum travel engaged.
That was a minor setback as far as time goes, but not a huge deal. It was actually, it was a lot longer for me than it was for you. My spawn point was all the way back at Pyro Gateway. So I had to backspace all the way back to Pyro Gateway, and then reset my home location and backspace again to get back to New Babbage. So it was actually a little bit of an ordeal. Oh, and I need to extend the cargo grid, don't I? It's such a cool animation. It's like a flower blooming in time lapse. Our first stop, I'm just gonna go in order of how I have them listed in the spreadsheet. So we're gonna go to SMO 18, and then 22, then 13, and then 10. So for our first stop, at 18, we need 3 SCU of hydrogen fuel, 4 SCU of ice, and 3 SCU of stems. I think the way that I'm going to organize these on the ship will just be going sort of clockwise, starting on the port side. So I think, like, for this first column of the cargo grid, oh, I think the server is chugging a little bit. There's kind of like a little delay. Holy shit. So that's our first location loaded. Our second stop at 22, we need 4 SCU of hydrogen fuel, 7 SCU of ice, and 2 SCU of stems. And I'll put them on the next column of our cargo grid. Oh, for fuck's sake. Where? Oh, get off of there. Alright. This would be so much faster with an atlas, especially knowing what I know now. But, And we are all loaded and good to go. I guess if you've never seen the inside of a Hull A, because it's not really a common ship to see in the verse, I'll just give you a really quick grand tour. We have the habitation, got a little kitchenette, got a little bed, and then you have just the cutest little bathroom you ever did see. I really love the interior of the ship. It's super cozy. And it feels like just very, I don't know, solid. Alright, let's get out of here. Okay, first stop, SMO 18. Of course, it's the night side of the planet. Oh, looks like we have company. Thankfully we are a small ship and we can just kinda squeeze in here. Not a big deal. Oh, they're taking off, okay. And I'll try to get myself a little closer. And we'll just hope that these elevators work. Maybe it would make more sense to go outside and push them into the elevator instead of pulling. Alright, loading contents appears to have stalled. If we back out, it might fix it. And it did. Send it down, it sees everything, everything's green, and we are good. Excellent. Let's get back up there and plot our next course to SMO 22.
Quantum travel engaged.
Oh shit. Cut that out of the video. Oh, don't tell the guild about that. They'll have my ass. They'll revoke my landing license. I've seen it happen. Let's get these boxes out of here. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Got some weirdness happening. Okay. Let's see. Everything's green. Confirm. Transfer complete. Everything's delivered. Okay. Back in the saddle. Now everything is on our starboard side. Well, this loading contents thing seems to be a recurring issue, so just know that if it does that, just back out and re-enter the terminal, and it should fix it. Other than that, these are working pretty well. And on our way to our final stop, SMO 10. I was hoping that one of these stops would take us to the day side of the planet, but I guess today is just not our day. Although, you know, this nighttime traveling is kind of a vibe. We got like this fog, there's some rain, you know, the glow from all the different lights. You know, it kind of has its own appealing aesthetic. Last box. Loading content stalled. Back out. Back in. Sender down. All green. Confirm. Success. Awesome. It's like 500,000 credits. Just about. For not a ton of work. And, you know, oh gosh, maybe that's the screenshot, huh? That is dramatic. What a vibe. The fog and the lights at nighttime. Yeah. You know what? I don't regret that we didn't get any daytime. I think this is pretty cool. But yeah, I kind of like this route, you know? It's pretty straightforward. We made just about 500,000. Yeah, I spent all my credits on a Corsair. That's why I'm broke again. But, yeah, like this is kind of like a nice route for a smaller ship. It almost seems perfect for something like a Hull A. Although we weren't really maxing out our capacity, but that's okay. You don't have to. Oh gosh, maybe that's the screenshot. That looks so cool. So I think the basic takeaway is that at least on Microtech, it seems like the cargo elevators at the mining facilities are working again. You know, I can't speak for every other location on every other planet, but, you know, for this route that I just did, they were consistent and reliable. There is that little bug with the loading screen kind of stalling out, but, you know, you can get around that. Just back out of the terminal and get back in. Not a big deal. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good route for a smaller ship. And obviously, you know, if you had something even smaller, like maybe a Nomad, just take 2 contracts instead of 3. You're still going to make a nice little pile of credits for not a ton of work. I think I'm going to head back to Tressler, and I'm going to get the Atlas again, and I'm going to try to show you that feature that I was talking about. So I will see you back at Port Tressler. Okay, so when you're in your Atlas, don't do what I was doing in that previous video where I was turning the entire Atlas. There's a better way, which I'm now aware of, thanks to comments that were left on that previous video. If you just hold down Z, you can look around, but notice that I'm still able to grab boxes. Oops. So you're kind of like locking the rotation of the suit, but the arm can still move to grab boxes. And this is so much faster. Look at that. And pull them back off. Just holding down Z gives you this free look option. So yeah, this is what I was doing. Turning the whole thing. And you know, every time I'm turning, like it takes a second or two for the atlas to move and face where I want to go. But instead, you can just hold down Z and do this. So that is a great tip. So thanks to everyone who mentioned it. And, you know, it just goes to show you can play Star Citizen for years and still learn basic functionality. Oh, while I'm at Port Tressler, when I mentioned that you can rent the Hull A, if you come up to any planetary station, so Port Tressler, Bajini, Everest Harbor, Seraphim Station, they all have this cargo center. So starting from the hangar elevators, if you just walk through the station and look for the inner station transit, you'll find a set of elevators that will take you up to the cargo center. And then here, you can just walk to this terminal. And holy shit, you can rent a mole? Wow. But anyways, yeah, you can rent a Hull A, and for one day, it's gonna cost you 34,000 credits. We did one run with the Hull A. We didn't even, you know, max out our capacity, and we made 500,000 credits. So you will more than make your money back. And, you know, getting 34,000 credits to rent the ship is pretty simple. Just do, you know, one or two of the rookie missions using whatever ship that you have. And it doesn't have to be hauling missions either. It can be, you know, whatever missions that you want to do. You should be able to get that pretty quick. You could get a Freelancer Max for 85,000. That's got, what, 120 SCU, I think? So that would be more than adequate to do the run that I did on the Starlancer Max, where I made, I think, upwards of 700,000 for one run. So don't feel like you need to pledge a cargo hauling ship. Yeah, you can do a lot just with these rentals. They're not expensive, you know, the cost is a small fraction of what you're gonna make. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the very end, I thank you so much, and I hope you have a lovely day.